I know you work with professional athletes and also are the founder of Secrets of Champions. Are there any small tips, hacks, concepts that you think will be appropriate for young basketball players trying to improve their overall abilities?
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
And with Secrets of Champions, I worked, for example, with, professional high level athletes. I still work now with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I worked with the University of Buffalo basketball and,
nice.
and football. And then, some professional teams, Detroit Tigers, Boston Red Sox baseball, Buffalo Bills football. I work with them. So
Nice.
So there's, a lot. Now, Secrets of Champions applies to all of these different sports, but the use application has to be customized to the sport. So the general concepts we can talk about, but then to apply it to basketball, you've done a pretty good job in your outline in terms
Thank
of
you.
how it will apply, to that particular sport use case. But
Yeah.
there are some things that are basic that apply across the board to all the sports, and then the skill acquisition part is where we can talk about basketball.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Sure.
From your experience, what's the most common mental barrier that stops talented athletes from reaching their full potential?
Stress,
Stress. That's the
stress,
must.
but it's not only stress from the outside; it's stress from the inside. For example, focusing on whether or not you make the basket,
Yeah.
as opposed to whether or not you put up a good shot. You know,
Yeah. Sometimes, like when I play basketball too, and I go to the free throw line, I don't know, because I always used to like my free throw weren't that good a lot of time. So now I'm trying to like saying, oh, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that. So try to like have self-confidence and try to not think about the miss, but try to think about the makes.
the mix. Yeah, that's one thing that you can do. There are a bunch of other things too.
Yeah.
And see what we need to do is have your parasympathetic nervous system dominate over your sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is stress nervous system. And we want the parasympathetic, which is your feel nervous system, your anticipation nervous system. We want that to be dominant.
Yeah.
But if I look at this, stress is the biggest issue, and it comes from places where most players don't realize it's coming from. It's a surprise when we talk about it. They say, "Wow, I never thought about that." So,
That's really, yeah. That's right. So my fourth question is, when you work with professionals under high pressure, how do you help them rebuild confidence after setbacks or mistakes? So, yeah.
it's all a process, and the first thing is that the the process of playing is a continuous process. So a loss in a game is simply a learning experience.
Yeah,
And it's
that's true.
important that there's no fear of failure. There's no such thing as failure if you're playing the game. A loss is not failure. A loss
Yeah.
is a learning experience. And it's very important to have players, and that's a philosophical thing. So the coaches need to be on the same
Great.
page with that.
Yeah.
And also, it's very important to have coalescence amongst the team. You know, so in
Yeah.
other words, I'm your teammate. I've got your back.
Yeah, that's team chemistry.
Yeah, the team chemistry and the
Yeah.
energy. Yeah,
Yeah. How important is mental strength in high level sports to you?
mental strength.
Yeah.
Well, the most important thing is the mind-body connection.
Okay.
No one ever made a basket with their brain,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
mind-body connection has to be intact. So what we work on at all levels of sports is maintaining a strong mind-body connection, mind and body working together,
Yeah, I really like a quote from Napoleon Hill that is said, the body achieves what the mind believes.
right? That
Yeah,
makes sense. That makes sense. Yes.
yeah. And I put this on my project too. This quote is really, I think is like it's important because like if you use like the body as the quote said, the body achieves what the mind believes. So it's like
Yes.
that.
But they're
So
together.
yeah,
See, mind and body are together, you can do great things.
exactly.
When they're separated, the mind goes in one direction, the body goes in another.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. How can an athlete recognize the early psychological signs of overtraining before it becomes burnout or injury?
The this is a whole that's a whole area that has to be addressed,
Okay.
piece by piece, because a lot of it has to do with coaching.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of the coaching philosophy does not take into account the player as the most important unit. And every player is different. We look different, we play different, so that workout regimens need to be customized to the player. Now, when we do this with the Secrets of Champions app, with the Peaks app, you'll see that we have questionnaires that I'll show you that help us customize to the individual player.
Mm,
So that's one of the most important things. The player is unique, and
yeah.
the training regimens need to be adapted to the uniqueness of that player.
So it depends on the player.
It depends on the player, but the recognition that he's different.
Okay.
What happens to this guy over here may not apply to you.
Yeah.
And so many coaches don't take that into account. They treat everybody the same and they think that that's a key. Well, everybody's not the same.
Yeah. That's true. That's really true. So I'll give you I have a couple more questions and then we're done with
Okay.
the yeah.
Yeah.
So mm, yeah, what are your views on the relationship between mental recovery and physical recovery? We already talked about this a little bit, but like yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, again, it's individual player dependent.
Okay.
But the thing that's most important is mental and physical. They're two different things, but for an athlete, they have to be put together. So we don't want to separate mental recovery from physical recovery. We want to say
Yeah.
mind body connection recovered. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to keep them together as much as possible in our thinking and in our actions.
Yeah, that's really true. That's true. My last question is how do you see psychology evolving with technology? Things like AI that we have now, or like biometric feedback on how might that change how we train athletes in the next decade?
That is interesting because I think that, like, with AI, and prior to the AI of today, we had big data analytics, and there's a great book that you might want to pick up. Well, you
Mm,
know what? I'll send. I
okay.
helped thing. It's called The Signal and the Noise.
Signal and the noise.
Signal and the Noise by Nate Silver. But I have
Okay.
a PDF. He sent me a PDF to review. I still have it. I'll send you a
Okay.
copy so you don't have to buy the book. And
Thank you.
and but the thing about the Nate's book is that he goes through with very good examples in sports and other places where data analytics can get you about 60% of the way to the truth. Only 60%, no matter how much money you spend on it, big data,
60%.
all of that, 60%. The other 40% is the human factor, mind body connection, all of those things that we're talking about, that other 40%. That's how you get to 100%. And the thing about it is that the human factor will never be able to be figured out by AI. And that's something that we have to hold him as in importance. The human is a human. It's not AI. It's not a machine.
Yeah.
And I have some other things I'll talk to you about with that
Okay.
because that's happening now. And with the teams that I work with now, the professional teams, um, there's this conflict between the big data people and the not just sports psychology, but the performance people, the workouts and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
they have AI that says, okay, this is how many reps you should do with this weight if you weigh this much. That's
Yep.
impossible for AI to know that. You can't do it.
Yep.
So, so
Yeah.
we can talk through
We
this
can.
more.
Yeah. Th so, Dr. Carlo, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I
Okay.
really, I really appreciate you sharing your experience
Oh,
with me.
sure. Eh,
So we will be in touch.
We'll be in touch. We'll try to get together next week. Say hello to Jacob for me and also
Okay.
to George Sisson. Say hello to George.
I will. I will. I will say. So thank you again for your time. I hope
Okay.
you have a good night.
Okay. Same. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.